Hello students, welcome to the maths class. Today we are going to start a very interesting chapter of class 9th maths is statistics. Now in stats we study about the data. What is the data? A set of collected numerical facts is called a set of data. There are two types, raw data and array data. What is the raw data? When we collect the information like the height of the class in random, the height of this student, that students, and make a data is called a raw data. And when we arrange the raw data in ascending or descending order is called a array data. Okay. Now variable. What is the variable? A quantity which can vary from one individual to another is called a variable. There are two types of variable. First is continuous variable and second is discrete variable. What is the continuous variable? Continuous variable, a variable which can take any numerical value within a certain range. Suppose we are talking about a data of a collection of the height of the students. Then we take the range and heights. Like we can take the height in decimals form. But what is the discrete data? Discrete data means variable which is incapable of taking all possible numerical values. When we talk about the family members, number of family members in a family, then suppose it's vary like 5 to 10. So the number of family members is always be a number, perfect number. It can't be in the decimal form. So it will be very, it can't be take in the decimals form. So this is called discrete, this continuous data. In continuous data we take the example of height, suppose that 30.5 centimeter and 47.5, so we can take a decimal form also. But when we talk about the number of families, number of member in a family, it can't be in a, it can't be very like 5 to 10, it can't be very. We can take a perfect number like 6 members, 7 members, 8 members, 4 members, but we can't say 4.5 members. Okay, so this type of variables is called discrete variable, discontinuous. Now we talk about frequency. What is the frequency? It is a number which tells how many times does a particular data appears in a given set or data. Suppose, let's understand with example. Suppose we are having a data of 10 natural number and you can say 5 natural number. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so what is the frequency of 1? It means 1, how many times 1 came in this data. 1 came only one time, so the frequency of 1 is 1. How many times 2 came? 1 time, so the frequency of number 2 is 1. Same as it is, the frequency of number 3 is 1. Let's take another example. Suppose the marks of 5 students. The marks of 5 students in exam is 10, 20, and 2 students get 20, then 30, 40, 40 out of 50. Okay, so what is the frequency of 10 marks? How many students get 10 marks? Only 1. So the frequency of 10 marks is 1. How many? What is the frequency of 20 marks? How many students get 20 marks? 1, 2. So the frequency of 20 is 2. How many students get 30 marks? 1. When we talk about 40, then the frequency of 40 is 2. That is called frequency. How many times that number will come, that is called frequency. Now frequency distribution, a tabular arrangement of data showing their corresponding frequency is called frequency distribution. It is like two types of frequency distribution. Is inclusive, and two types of frequency distribution is inclusive and exclusive. Now let's understand what is the inclusive. Inclusive. In inclusive, suppose we are having the interval 1 to 10. Okay, so in inclusive, this is called the class interval 1 to 10. The first number of the class interval is called lower limit. This is lower limit. And the second number is called upper limit. Upper limit. Okay. In inclusive, both number will included in the same interval. Now the next interval will start from 11 to 20. Next one 21 to 30. Okay. So in inclusive, lower limit and upper limit both will included in that particular interval. Okay, and it means the upper limit will not coincide the lower limit of the second class limit. Okay, that is called inclusive. Now exclusive is like 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Okay, so in exclusive 1 to 10, it means the upper limit will not come in the first interval. Upper limit will come in second interval. Okay, so in first interval only 1 to 9 numbers will come, 1 to 9, and 1 will included but 10 will not included. 10 will come in second interval. So in the inclusive, that number include only that particular interval, and in exclusive the upper limit will come in the next interval. Okay, that is called exclusive interval. Now how to draw the frequency distribution table? Let's understand how to draw the frequency distribution table. Let's understand with example. Okay, so let's do. The question is, marks obtained by 10 students in examination is given 11, 12, 9, 25, 35, 35, 27, 40, 40 and 40. 10 students. Okay, and the class interval is given 1 to 10, 11 to 20 and so on, 31 to 40. Okay, so how to draw the frequency distribution table? So first we write down marks, tally marks and frequency. How to draw the tally marks? Let's see. First, marks. The distribution is given, class interval is given 1 to 10. Next is 11 to 20. Now 20 to 30. 11 to 20. Now next is 21 to 30. And the last one is 31 to 40. Okay. Now, first we check how many students get the marks in between 1 to 10. So 1 to 10, only one student who got 9 marks. So the tally marks is 1 and frequency is 1. Okay, now 11 to 20. To check the marks between 11 to 20. 11 is also included in this and 20 also. So 11, 1, 2, 1, 2, only 2 students who get the marks between 11 to 20. So tally marks is 2 standing line and frequency is 2. Okay, now let's check for 21 to 30. 21 to 30, it means the numbers which lie between 21 to 30. So 25, 1, 30, 1, 2. So the telemarks is 1, 2, frequency is 2. Now the marks between 31 to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. How to draw the telemark for 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing line and then diagonal line. Cut this line like this, a diagonal. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Frequency is 5. Okay. This is the frequency distribution table. Okay beta, and when we do the total of the frequency, it will become 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the total number of students is equal to number of frequency. So this is the frequency distribution table. Now we will understand what is the class size, class marks. Okay, what is the class size? Class size means how to find the class size. For finding the class size, first we make the interval continuous. Okay, this is not a continuous interval. How we will say this is not a continuous interval? Because it is start 1 and lower limit is 1, upper limit is 10. So next will again start with 10. 10 and 20. That is called continuous interval. If it is not in the continuous interval, so first we change in the continuous interval. How to change? First we check what is the difference between the upper limit of the first class and lower limit of the second class. What is the difference? 1. And then we divided by 2. So 11 minus 10 by 2. What will come? 1 by 2, 0.5. Okay. After getting this number, we will subtract from the lower limit of each class and add with the upper limit of each class. That is called adjusted class interval. Okay. So first we convert. Let's see how to convert it. So first we find the adjusted marks. Okay, so how to find the continuous class interval? First we find the continuous class interval and we can say adjusted interval. Adjustment, then 10, 11. Upper limit of the second class minus lower limit of the second class minus upper limit of the first class. So 11 minus 10 upon 2. It is 1 by 2 is 0.5. So we will subtract 0.5 the lower limit of the each class. So it will be, and add 0.5 in the upper limit of each class. So it will be 0.5 to 10.5, and when we subtract 10.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 30.5, and 30.5 to 40.5. This is called continuous class interval. First we change the interval in continuous class interval and we can say adjustment marks after adjustment. Okay, so 0.5 to 10.5, 10.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 30.5, and 30.5 to 40.5. Now find the class size. What is the class size? Class size is the difference between the difference the difference. What is the class size? The class size is the difference between the actual upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, actual upper limit and lower limit. The difference between the actual upper limit and lower limit of the class Okay, so class size is equal to actual upper limit minus actual lower limit upon it is not visible, class size. Class size is equal to actual upper limit minus actual lower limit. Okay, so what is the actual upper limit of the first class? This is the actual. Now first we convert is continuous in continuous class interval. After that we will check the lower limit and upper limit. What is the upper limit? Is 10.5. So 10.5 minus 0.5, it is come 9. So the class size of the first class will be 10.5 minus 0.5, 10. Okay, and when we check for the second class, 20.5 minus 10.5, so it will also come 10. Okay, so this is the way how to find the class size. First we convert the class interval in the continuous class interval. If it is already in continuous, so there is no need to convert it. Otherwise first we convert and after that we will find the class size. Actual class upper limit minus actual lower limit is the class size. Now how to find the class marks? Class marks is equal to, class marks is the same actual lower limit plus, here we will do plus actual lower limit plus actual upper limit upon 2. Okay, so what is the class marks? What is the class mark in second interval? So how to find? 10.5 plus 20.5 upon 2. 10.5 plus 20.5 upon 2. It will be 31.0 upon 2, and you can say no 30 na 20 then done 30 31. Okay, 31 by 2, so it will come 0.5, 10.5 plus 20.5, 10.5 plus 20.5, 31.0, and when we divide that it will come class marks. Okay, so hope you all have understood how to find the class size, how to find the class marks. First we convert the class interval in continuous class interval. Okay, how to convert? First we observe the difference. What is the difference between the upper limit of the first class and lower limit of the second class, and divided by 2. That, and then we add in the first class in a lower limit in each class, and add in the subtract from lower limit of each class, and add an upper limit of each class. Okay beta, and after that we will find the class size. Is the formula actual upper limit minus actual lower limit. How to find the class marks? Actual lower limit plus actual upper limit upon 2. So let's do some question from exercise. The question number 7 is, use the table. Table is given: class interval 30 to 34, 35 to 39, 40 to 44, 45 to 49, 50 to 54 and 55 to 59, and frequency is given. The question first part, the actual class limit of the fourth class. First we check this is the continuous class interval or not. If this is not in the continuous class interval, so first we convert in the continuous class interval. So what is the difference between the upper limit of the first class and lower limit of the second class? The difference is 35 minus 1, 35 minus 34 is 1, and when we divide it by 1 by 2, then it will come 0.5. Okay, so we will add 0.5 in the lower limit of each class, subtract 0.5 in the lower limit of each class, and add with upper limit of each class. So the adjusted class interval, and you can say continuous class interval will be, now class interval will be class interval and then frequency. Okay, so first when we subtract 0.5 from 30, then it will come 29.5. 29.5 to 34 plus 0.5, so it will be 34.5. Second, 34.5 to 39.5. Next, 39.5 to 44.5. Next, 44.5 to 49.5. Next, 49.5 to 54.5, and the last one is 54.5 to 59.5, and frequency will be the same: 7, 10, 12, 13, 8, 4. Now let's read the question. Question says the actual class limit of the fourth class. Now fourth class is first, second, third, fourth. The actual class limit is 44.5 to 49.5. So the answer of first is 44.5 to 49.5. Okay, the B part, the class boundaries of the sixth class. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The boundaries of the fifth class is 54.5 to boundaries is 59.5. This is the answer. Now the class marks of the third class. Class marks of the third. First, second, third. What is the formula of class marks? Lower limit plus lower limit plus upper limit upon 2. So it will be 39. Fourth class. Class marks of the third class. First, second, third. 39.5 plus 44.5 upon 2. So it will be, solve it, 84 upon 2. 84 upon 2, what will come? 2 4 ja 2 ja. So is 42. Okay, so the class mark of the third class is 42. This is the C part. Okay, now next D, the upper and the lower limit of the fifth class. It is asking about upper and lower limit, not is actual class limit and actual lower and upper limit. So we will check from the question upper and lower limit of the fifth class. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Lower limit is 50 and upper limit is 54. Now the size of the third class. Size of the third class. First, second, third. First, second, third. So what will be the size? How to find the size? Upper limit minus lower limit. So 44.5 minus 39.5. So the answer is 5. Okay, answer is 5. Okay, now let's understand how to find the cumulative frequency if the table is given. Okay, what is the cumulative frequency? How to find the cumulative frequency? Suppose we are having the marks class interval is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. This is the marks, and frequency is given. Frequency frequency is given 4, 9, 5 and 6. So how to find the cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency, the cumulative frequency of a class, cumulative frequency of a class interval is the sum of the frequency, of all the classes up to that class. Okay, so what is the cumulative frequency of this given data? So 4, the first one will be the 4, second 4 plus 9, it will be 13. Next we will add 13 plus 5, it will be 18. Next 18 plus 6, it will be 24. Okay, and the cumulative frequency is the equal to the sum of the frequency. Okay, so how to find the cumulative frequency? First will be the same, add the frequency step by step. 4 plus 9, 13, 13 plus 5, 18, 18 plus 6, 24, and we can say like the less than type of frequency. Now we will discuss how to draw the frequency polygon. So let's take the example. Exercise 18b, question number 2. Construct a combined histogram and frequency polygon for the following frequency distribution table. The following class interval is given: 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. And frequency 10 to 20 is 3, 20 to 35, 30 to 46, 40 to 55 and 50 to 62. Now how to draw the frequency polygon? That is called the graphically representation of data. How to represent the data in the graph form, that is called graphically representation of data. There is two methods, is histogram and by using histogram and by using frequency polygon. Frequency polygon we will draw by two method, by using histogram and without histogram. So here I am explaining how to draw the frequency polygon by using histogram. Okay, so let's first we draw two axes, x-axis and y-axis. X is the horizontal line and y is the vertical line, and this is called origin. Okay, always the coordinate of origin is 0, 0. So this is 0. Okay, now class interval, always we write down the class interval on x-axis and frequency on y-axis with a equal gap. Okay, in a graph paper when you draw, you will take the equal distance, we will take the equal gap between the each class. Okay, so the first class interval is 10 to 20, so we will take the equal gap between the each number. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We take 1 centimeter is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to, we can take the scale, is equal to 10, and here is y-axis frequency. Okay, now again we will take equal gap. If we start from 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can take different gap also. Like you can start from 2, then you will take the 2, 2 gap. 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, like this. Okay. After that we will check 10 to 20. What is the frequency? Frequency is 3. So 10 to 20. Mark it, 10 to 20 is frequency 3. And draw the, make a rectangle. 10 to 20 is 3. Okay. Next, 20 to 30 is 5. 20 to 30. Is 5. 30 is 5. Okay. Now next, 30 to 40 is 6. 30 to 46. To 46. Next, 40 to 54. 40 to 54. It is 4. Now 50 to 60 is 2. We take one extra, 17. Okay. Now this is called histogram. This is called histogram. By histogram, how to find the frequency polygon? The midpoint value, the mid value of 10 to 20. What is the mid value? 15. So we will mark here 3 in mid value of 10 to 20. Now 20 to 30 mid value 25. 30 to 40 mid value 35. 40 to 50 mid value 45. 50 to 60. In the last 60 to 70, again we will take the mid value. It will be the 65. And then join this all points. That is called frequency polygon. Join it. And last we will join with 65. Mid value of 60 to 65 is 65. 5 gap, 10 gap. The midpoint will be 5. So it will be 65. So join with 65. Here the 0 to 10 gap is 10. Then the midpoint will be 5. So join with 5. So this is called frequency polygon by using histogram. Okay. So you will do the practice of exercise 18A and 18B. So this is enough for today. Thank you.